Hello model car fans, welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and this week I'm going to go over my stash ads for September. Got quite a few kits here, but for that first I have to thank a couple of things. One, you guys viewing the channel and supporting the channel as it's growing. The money that I'm getting for it, is been a blessing in helping and paying for some of these kits that I've wanted and searched out for. I thought, I never, get the collection I have now. So it's been a big blessing and I really do appreciate it. And also our sponsor, Hobby Nut Models. The kits, getting them from him and the support there. And then just some of the friendship that's going along with it. Really cool. But this is one from Hobby Nut Models. Matter of fact, the first 5 are from Hobby Nut Models. This one I was pretty excited about, or any of the, all 3 versions of this I basically got. But this kit intrigued me the most as far as can it be built factory stock and everything like that. Because the box really doesn't tell you any of that stuff. And there have been other people who have done videos on this kit and everything. So it's definitely an interesting kit. Doesn't tell you much about it. But it kind of leads that it can be built stock. But as far as factory stock, no. I noticed a couple of things and other people have done videos on it. It doesn't have the stock interior. It has the A990 door panels, front seats. It does have a back seat, no hood scoop, and I believe it had the wedge motor in it, or maybe even both motors. But it's got the wedge motor in it, and a lot of race parts. There's a ton of parts in these kits. There's a lot of parts shared, and just so leftover parts. Even from the Plymouth Satellite, there's a ton of parts from the Satellite in here as well. And I prefer the Satellite. I think that one just looks a little bit better than the Dodge version for $65. But being the first year of Hemis and some street Hemis and whatnot, that's what I really like about this particular car. It's kind of funny to think about a factory 426 Hemi in some of the street cars when they were starting to come out. And then drum brakes, no disc brakes. So it's kind of fun to think about some of that stuff and what it must have been like to drive. But yeah, I got this one from Hobby Nut Models along with its sister. This one right here. This is the A990 Super Stock. This is the factory drag car. As far as stock ones, this one, really excited about. I think it's really cool. I was looking it over. There's a lot of nice parts in there. Shares a lot of the same parts. But has the hood scoop, has the Hemi, slicks in the back. A lot of cool stuff. But I want to do this one more of, how you would have ordered it at the dealership before it was really starting to get raced or whatnot. So if somebody bought one of these and turned it into a street terror instead of actually taking it to the track. But super excited about this. This is going to be a fun one. Want to do this one. But of course, I had to get the other one as well. The altered wheelbase funny car. Now, I really enjoyed building the Plymouth ones. They were a bit of a surprise, but really enjoyed building them, and it was just fun. I like the way the Plymouth looks. Now, the Dodge version, same thing, and it shares a lot of the same parts. Really excited about this one. Want to do the silver Dick Landy car, which was one of the first altered wheelbase cars. Supposedly the first, but the decals are available online, and I may pick up a couple more of these, just do a couple of different versions. Because they're kind of fun for me, and for me, some of these race cars, building them right out of the box, they're kind of like slump busters for me, just to take myself away from stressing about some of the factory stock stuff. But these ones being that they're factory sponsored and experimental kind of stuff, really think those are cool, but I don't really stress too much of the racing. But I had to get all 3 versions of this. So, Hobby Nut Models got those and, got these for me. So next up, this one, kind of funny, but, Mark, he dabbles in all kinds of stuff and whatever he can get as far as stock kits go or whatever comes up. But he was at a show and he mentioned, this guy had a bunch of kits, and we were just kind of talking back and forth and what I thought. And I said, hey, I'd like this 92 Corvette ZR1 kit. I've got an 89 version. I have the 95 version. I'm interested in this. And this was sealed. So he bought this one sealed. So there was like very little chance of any issues. You never know. But I was pretty happy with this one. Everything's in there. Don't really see any damage. I got some parts kits and building this 91 Mustang right there, so I'm finishing that one right now. But having some fun with some of these. But yeah, he picked this one up for me. And then also, he picked this one up off the same seller for me. And I said, I'm kind of looking for another one of these. I'm not really stressing about it. But I just kind of want to do another stock 454 SS. I have my old build that I rebuilt, but I know I can build it better. So, but not really stressing too much about all of the, inaccuracies with this kit, because it's a nice kit. Love this kit. But it does have a few inaccuracies as a Chevelle owner, but it's still a really cool kit. And I built, the stock one. I had some fun with that, the heavy Chevy parts on this one. But having some fun with it. And this one I'll build, but this one turned into a little bit of a challenge. There were no instructions, so I went and printed instructions, but it's kind of funny. They printed really small. And I really went through and inventoried this kit. It was missing a couple more parts than we were expecting. It's missing the stock tires. Not a big deal. I've got those. Some of the engine parts in here were missing, which was a bit of a surprise. So I'm getting a little bit of help there. But that's what this whole bag right here is. The engine was kind of assembled. But a friend of mine said, hey, I've got a parts kit. You can have anything you want out of it. It's pretty bad. So, and it was the Baldwin Motion kit. Matter of fact, it's right here. Here's the rest of the kit. But, it had some damage, some parts taken. Most of the engine stuff was taken. Decals are gone. And then there's extra parts in here from a second one of these. So there's a whole lot of parts in here. But he gave me this as a parts kit. It wasn't quite complete, but it did have the entire Baldwin Motion interior, which is a whole separate interior, an upgraded interior compared to the interior that came in this. Separate console, same seats. And then I had extra chrome, nicer chrome, the side pipes, a lot of the Baldwin Motion parts. So I kind of tossed them in here and, just gathering a couple more parts, and then I can possibly build this one. This will be kind of a fast build and a fun build. And I don't know what color I would do, but get some decals for it too, which I think the decals are in here. I don't remember, but I'll probably get some aftermarket ones. But anyway, next up, this was on a shopping trip where I wasn't expecting, just going by locally Andy's hobby headquarters. I swung by, go check out what's going on there. Maybe sometimes get a little paint or glue or whatnot. But he had a clearance table or a bargain table and whatnot. He had this kit sitting there sealed. I opened it to check it all out, see what was in it, make sure it was all good. But it was $15, and I was just finishing up. There it is, $14.99. And I was a little surprised because, I've kind of looked for this kit. Been wanting this particular version instead of that 95 I was building. And while it's a little less in the detail, it's an easier build and looks nicer, and really like the headlights on this one. But it's just kind of funny to walk in there, and he had this for $15. So I'm like, I'm going to buy that. So I grabbed this one. I also grabbed this one. Really cool kit. And this one he had on that table for $20. Now, some of these car show ones or some of these kits, sometimes you think you're getting an old school monogram kit, because that's what kind of threw me on this one. Monogram. But I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the pictures, wondering, I see this stock one, I saw this engine compartment, I saw this, I'm like, I think this is the new tool kit. The same one that was a Good Guys kit coupe. And somewhat hard to find. I'm like, is this thing really that kit? So I took the chance and bought it. And it's got some really cool decals too. These real flame decals, check those out. Those are really cool. But yeah, sure enough, I'm looking it over, and it's the more recent tool kit with all the nice high quality parts in it and everything. And it's not quite the same 55 that's kind of a gasser. So pretty happy about this particular one. Be kind of fun. And it's got all the stock parts in it too. I can build it stock, or I can build it as a street rod. No idea what my plans are, but for $20, I couldn't pass this one up. Next up, this is one of the ones I have to thank you guys for. My channel being sponsored and everything. This was one that I built as a kid and really thought it was cool. Didn't know much about it. Just knew it was a fun Mustang and it was just really cool. And I built it. I played with it a lot. I remember the wheels breaking, the headlight covers falling off. And I remember it not being the greatest kit as far as detail-wise goes and everything. But I pretty much played with it and I trashed it and I don't know what happened to it. I think I got some of the wheels and stuff. But been kind of in the back of my mind, would like to get it again. And they don't come up very often and they can get kind of expensive on eBay. But I went and bit the bullet on this one. I haven't even opened it yet. It's just one of those where I'm just kind of taken back by a kit that I had in 1985. So just about 40 years ago. And so, you know, some of this is kind of fun to collect and having the memories coming back and everything. That's what this one is for me. And I'll probably build it someday. I got some of the other Fox bodies that I'm building and enjoying as they're more stock. This one, don't really know much about it. Didn't really care. It was just a fun build, and I really enjoyed it. And that's what kind of, you know, reminds me of. And, you know, I'm half tempted to collect all these Hot Rod Series kits because those were all new when I was just getting into the hobby. And just going to the store and looking at all of the blue boxes to me was just really cool. And looking at the cars going, that one's cool. That one looks cool. That one looks cool. I want this one. I want that one. But back then it was, hey, you can only have one. All right, well, I'll pick one. And then next time we go back to the store, you know, maybe I can get my mom to let me buy another one. But that's the memories with this one. Next up, this is my last one. And kind of a little bit of a surprise here. But I purchased this one on eBay. Got it pretty cheap. Made an offer. These aren't real expensive kits, but they're just kind of unusual. And I like the 40 Ford, and this being a deluxe convertible and everything, I thought it was cool. So it was kind of looking them over and decided, yeah, threw in an offer here and there. And then so I ended up getting this kit. So, but you can tell this box, once I actually received it, this box has gotten seriously wet. It's got a really nice flathead in it. Some really cool stuff. So street rod parts and everything. So it's one you know, as far as pro modelers go, I pretty much have just about all of them. But this one, I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. I like to, you know, build a stock one at one time. The only real thing that kind of burned a little bit was once I got to right here. It's cool seeing this book. But as you can see, this has gotten wet at one time. And the instructions really got wet. Matter of fact, you can see rust on the nails there. And so sure enough, the decals were wet and they had got stuck in there. And I carefully peeled them. So I was able to get them off. But these decals are wet and ruined. Unfortunately. So I did mention to the seller that this thing had obviously gotten seriously wet. And, you know, the decals are pretty much just unusable at this point. And I was kind of disappointed, but, you know, can't really say to him too, because it was fairly sealed. He was assuming it was new, didn't realize it had really gotten that wet either. But he did make it right and refund me my money, which I wasn't fully expecting. I just wanted him to know that, hey, this one was pretty bad, and he bought a collection of them, and hopefully none of the others are this bad. But he did say, hey, I'll refund the money, don't worry about it, keep the kit. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. But it really wasn't about the money for me. It was like, oh, man, you know, there's not a whole lot of decals in here to make it stock. So, but the street rod flame decals are really, really cool. But anyways, you guys, I think that'll cut it right there. You can see I've got quite a number that are collected and fun to think about, which, you know, that's part of it. Building them in your mind. I do a ton of that. Then it's a matter of getting down and finding time at the table and actually building them. But this one, these 40 Fords, they just, you know, they're pre-muscle car, which is before my interest, but I just think these look good. The 37 Fords look good. The 32 Fords look good. A lot of those cars, I just like the styling. Just pretty cool stuff. But anyways, you guys, please, you know, check out our sponsor, HobbyLink Models. There's a link in the video description below, of course, as always. And you guys let me know what you think. And some of these kits, if you have any fond memories of them or whatnot, or if you'd like to see me build them on the channel or whatnot, as some are on the channel, some I do off to the side as I'm having fun with any of them. But thanks you guys for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comment and support and everything, and shares, likes, and all that great stuff. Thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.